There's a flower show in the village hall, and when Isabel visits it to see how things are getting along, she finds out that Violet has won the cup for the best bloom all these years consecutively. It's clear to anyone with eyes that Violet has won solely because she has a title, and so she visits Violet to let her know that maybe this time she should let Mr. Molesley win, since his roses are so nice. Violet is appalled, but honestly, I think this is the first time she realizes that it is rigged in her favor. But given how much she hates proving Isabel right, she stands her ground and defends her victories. Daisy, who in episode 3 saw Anna, Mary and Cora carry Pamuk's body, is having a hard time keeping it together, so much so that everyone can see that she's unraveling. Thomas and O'Brien, who could just ignore this and move on, like this does not concern them at all, mind you, decide they have to poke and prod Daisy to find out what's going on with her. When Daisy refuses to tell them what's up, O'Brien goes to Edith and is like, "Psst, Daisy? Daisy? What the f*** is that?" "The kitchen maid." "Oh yeah, right. She knows something about Mr. Pamuk's death, and it involves..." "Come closer."
"Mary."
I mean seriously, that's all Edith needs to hear, so she has Daisy brought to her and she confesses what she saw. If you thought getting this off her chest would resolve Daisy's problems, you're wrong. Mrs. Patmore, the cook, unbeknownst to everybody else, is having some difficulties with her eyesight, and she starts taking her frustrations out on Daisy. Everyone can see that Daisy's getting yelled at for absolutely no reason all the time, and all of them are like, "Maybe we should intervene." Nah, not today. Like, look at this scene.
What happened? It's a blooming Daisy!
What? This poor girl is being hit with shitty hand after shitty hand. Meanwhile, somehow, rumors spread to London about Mary and Pamuk. When Cora learns of this, her drive to find Mary her husband increases before gossip gets cemented as fact. Her new choice for Mary's husband is Sir Anthony Strallan. He's a local landowner, and he's also old enough to be her father. So when this idea is presented to Mary, she's like, yeah, fuck no. Regardless of Mary's feelings about the matter, Cora invites him for dinner, and instead, Edith takes an interest in old Strallan. When dessert is served, yup, Mrs. Patmore fucked up. Instead of adding sugar, she accidentally adds heaps of salt generously to the raspberry meringue. Seems like seeing someone in misery has brought Matthew and Mary closer, huh? I'm kidding. They've already developed feelings for each other. Downstairs, Thomas is seen nicking a bottle of wine by Bates, and since Bates does not like him, for good reason, Thomas begins to fear that he'll snitch on him, so he steals one of Robert's prized snuff boxes and hides it in Bates's room. The point of doing this is that Bates is Robert's valet, and so he'd be in charge of the snuff boxes and all the other things Robert owns, and so he will be blamed. Anna catches on to Thomas's scheme and warns Mr. Bates. He finds a missing snuff box hidden in his room, and Bates, much to Anna's disappointment, does not hide it in Thomas or O'Brien's room, so the blame falls on them. At least, that's what they think he did, and so we get the funniest sequence of scenes in this show.
I think I'll just
I better check it's time.
The bastards didn't it in my room or yours.
Why did I ever listen to you in the first place? My. You have been busy.
Edith is down on her luck and cannot seem to hold on to a man's attention for far too long. Matthew, Patrick, and even old Strallan cannot resist Mary, and Mary's doing this entirely on purpose just to piss Edith off and assert her superiority. This, compounded with Edith overhearing Mary shitting on her to Cora, and Cora, who does not defend her, does not bode well for Edith, and that night she writes a letter to the Turkish ambassador telling him what she knows about Mary and Pamuk. This is a colossal mistake on Edith's part, but I'll save my thoughts for the review. The flower show finally takes place, and when it's time to announce the winner of the Grantham Cup for the best bloom, Violet, instead of reading her own name out loud, which is written on the paper, announces Mr. Molesley Sr. as the winner. Baby steps. Baby steps. Side note, isn't it kind of awkward to read your name year after year announcing yourself as the winner? Like, can't they find someone else to do the announcing? So the elephant in the room is obviously what Edith did. I've seen Edith getting a lot of shit online for doing this, but you know what? I'm going to defend her, or at least try to. Yes, I know that she shouldn't have done what she did, because this could tank her family's name and ruin her and Sybil's prospects too. But let's be so for real here, Edith is not crashing out and sending a letter to the ambassador for one little remark her mother and sister made about her. I have no doubt this is one of the many awful, snide things that Edith has had to listen to over the years without her parents chiming in. In fact, Cora does not even flinch when Mary says these things about her sister, and even adds on. Also, Mary is conventionally attractive and fits the beauty standards of the era. She's fully aware of the advantage she has and uses this to toy with the men in her life, and also to rub it in Edith's face. Major side note, but what even is this seal?
She who laughs last, laughs longest.
Moving on from that, I love how Violet recognizes that this competition is rigged in her favor, and although she doesn't catch it on her own, once Isabel points it out, Violet does reflect internally and lets Mr. Molesley take the win. While she does not like to be proven wrong, especially by Isabel, Violet does not let her pride get in the way of doing what she knows is right.
All is well, my dear. All is well.
Finally, this whole thing with Mrs. Patmore. As awful as she's behaving, I get that it's really hard for her, the fear of losing a job and all that. Her circumstance is completely understandable.
I think you might owe Daisy an apology.
Maybe.
But so hard to watch someone like Daisy, who's done nothing wrong, bearing the brunt of her frustrations. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more videos. Check out my other videos if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.